as you guys can tell, or if you can't tell, I recently got a new camera, so I'm currently filming on it right now. I actually decided to make the decision of buying a new camera. If you guys didn't know, I was filming with a T5i, and this one is so cool because I can actually autofocus now without like having to do it by myself, and it's just like so much better quality. I get to use a different lens that actually works better with this camera as well. So I hope you guys really appreciate that I'm trying to up my quality for you. But yeah, so if you guys didn't just recently watch my room tour, make sure you go and watch my room tour, because I did just do a whole entire video on my room, and I want you guys to watch it because I worked super hard on getting my room exactly how I wanted it and filming the video. And if you guys don't follow me on Snapchat, make sure that you follow me. I will leave my little handle right here somewhere, but make sure you guys follow me, because if you didn't know, I'm actually moving out of this house, which is why I did the room tour, and a lot of you guys really enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm actually in the process of like packing up this room and moving away. It's not like moving away, but I'm moving out of this house and moving into another house. So I hope you guys follow me on Snapchat and all my social media. That way you can stay updated with me when I'm not uploading. I don't know if I'm gonna have pre-filmed videos up or not. I'm not really sure. It's kind of hard to like pack everything, go to the house. I had to paint my room and then also film and work at the same time. So yeah, just stay connected with me on Snapchat and you will see like the behind the scenes of me moving into my new house. Enough rambling, and I'm going to show you guys all of my drugstore favorite makeup items. Now all of these makeup items I have been using for years, and I don't know why I've never done like a whole video dedicated to all my drugstore favorites. I have concealer, I have brows, I have mascara, I have foundations, I have lashes, I have powder, highlight, and even eyeshadows. So I hope you guys are excited for this video. If you guys want to see my favorite drugstore products, then please keep watching. So I guess the first items I'm going to talk about is the items that I feel like I've talked about so many times here on my channel, but I still get questions on like what is my favorite powder, for instance, and I think you guys already know what powder I'm going to say, but it's actually this one right here, Spun powder. I've used this multiple times in all of my videos, and I've used it like for special occasions. I've used it for every day. I just love this powder. Even when I'm just like running out the door, I will throw on some BB cream and then throw this on top of it, and I swear it doesn't make me oily, which is why I really love this powder. And I think a lot of you that have oily skin should really go into the drugstore, pick up this powder, try it, because you will not regret it. I'm not going to talk about that product too much just because I want to move on. I have a lot of products to talk about. My foundations, my favorite foundations from the drug, they are these two right here. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless. Oh my god, this foundation just makes your skin look so flawless, so like poreless and smooth and matte, and I just love the way that this foundation looks. I've gone through about, I want to say like 6 or 7 of these bottles, and I keep running back to it. I actually prefer this foundation over a lot of my high-end foundations like my Estee Lauder. I use this like for an everyday basis, when I don't want to wear like full coverage stuff that's hard to take off, like double wear for instance. I will wear this. The next foundation I have is the Infallible Matte Poreless, and this is by L'Oreal. I know this one has been out for a while. I actually used to mix these two together, but I like both of them on their own as well. But this is a 24-hour foundation. The only thing that I don't like about these is if you're really pale like me, it's kind of hard to find your shade just because they come in really dark colors. But I have found my way of wearing it. I will either mix a lighter foundation or mix some like a little bit of concealer or something. But this one is very full coverage, like probably way more full coverage than even my Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is absolutely insane, especially for being at the drugstore. But I'm going to talk about are obviously concealers. So I don't really try like too many concealers in the drugstore just because I feel like a lot of them are hit or miss, and to be honest, it's really hard for me to find like good coverage concealers because I'm so picky with my concealer, especially if it's like too liquidy or too thick. It's either too liquidy and then it settles, or it's too thick and then it looks cakey. But these, if you've been on my channel for a while, you've seen me purchase these and talk about these multiple times. They actually look very similar now that I'm holding it. I'm going to talk about is the Maybelline Master Conceal, and it just looks like this. Let me see if I can show you guys. But it just looks like this. It looks exactly like the other one over here, but this is the Maybelline Master Concealer. It reminds me of my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, which is why I love it. It lasts on the skin all day long, super full coverage, it doesn't settle into my little fine lines, and it just makes the under eye area look seriously flawless. This actually even covers my freckles, which is so insane because, like I said, it's from the drugstore, and a little bit goes a long way. I think I have had this too for like over a year now, so I should probably replenish another one and throw that one away, but a little bit goes a really long way, and I really love that concealer. The next one you can't really find at a lot of drugstores. I know some drugstores have it, some don't, and to be honest, I purchased mine online just because I couldn't find this anywhere, and I've heard so many people talk about it, and I figured I needed to just go ahead and order it online, that way I could try it. So this one is the High Definition Concealer. This is by LA Girl, and this is a Pro Concealer. What I like about this one more than this one is that it actually has like a little applicator brush thing, so I could like squeeze it out and like apply it instead of taking an additional brush to apply this. This one already has one, but other than that, they're kind of the same, except I feel like this one is less thick, so it makes the under eye area look better, but I feel like this one lasts a little bit longer too. The product I'm going to talk about is primers from the drugstore. Now the first primer I'm going to mention to you, which is this one. This one is the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot. They have this one at Walgreens and I believe CVS, and I know some Walmarts are starting to carry Soap & Glory, but I'm not 100% sure. But I found mine at Target. They also sell it at Target, and this has been such a holy grail product. Like, I got attached to this product immediately just because of the fact that it works like a moisturizer, which is interesting to me, but at the same time it keeps my face so matte. Like, I could use any foundation that makes me oily, use this, and it will make my skin look flawless and keep it matte at the same time, but it also blurs imperfections, which is like a plus. So it's like a multitasker product. You guys will love it as well if you try it. If you have oily skin, I think that you will really love it. It is a primer again from the drugstore, and this is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. If you guys have been following me on my channel and watching my tutorials, you've probably seen that I always use two primers, and the reason is because I always like to mattify my skin and then erase the pores or minimize the pores. But with these two products I don't really need to do that, because this one does all of it together. But I also like just throwing on a little bit of the pore one just to help with the pore area even more, just because my pores are so big. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but I mainly have pore problems like right in here, and I feel like this one really gets down and like really minimizes my pores, and then these two together, oh my god, it's like the perfect combination, and I just love these two together. I love them by themselves. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is, I guess, lips. I have many favorites from the drugstore, which are the NYX ones, but I actually love these more just because they are more affordable, they have more of a color range, and these stay on your lips for so long. So these are the ColourPop lipsticks that came out like, I don't know, a while ago. These are some of the first like generations they created. These are the matte lipsticks, and if you guys aren't familiar with liquid lipsticks, they last for a really long time, but they're very liquidy when you first apply them. And these are some of my two favorite colors. So this one is Shimmy, and then this one is Instigator. One of them is a light baby pink color, and the other one is a light coral color. The next two things I'm going to talk about is mascara. Oh my god, mascaras. I go through so many mascaras from the drugstore. I feel like mascaras are the one thing that I don't really like to spend money on, just because I feel like there are so much better ones at the drugstore. So the first one I'm going to pull out, if you guys have been following me on my channel, watching my tutorials, you probably know which one I'm going to talk about. This is the one that I basically started off my channel with. So this is the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black. I haven't used this in forever, and I forgot how much I loved it, but I had been using this for like 4 years and I stopped, and now I started using it again, and I really love this mascara. I'm actually going to go out and purchase another one, but the main reason why I like this one is because it has the tiniest little wand. Like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has like the tiniest little baby wand, and it helps really get the lashes coated with the mascara, and it just looks like super good. It coats them and it makes them super long and wispy. Stacking it with this one. So this is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. So they're kind of the same name, but this one is just Voluminous Carbon Black instead of Telescopic Carbon Black. But yeah, these two together work good as well. This one has a fatter brush, so it's going to give you a lot of thickness and volume. So that is what the wand looks like. It just helps make them thicker, and then this one makes them look longer. When I use these two together, some people think that I'm wearing like fake eyelashes, and I'm like, no, these are my real lashes. They're like, oh my god, how do you like grow your lashes like that? And I'm like, I don't really have long lashes, it's just these two mascaras work bomb. Okay, so the next products I'm going to talk about are highlighters. I don't really find any good highlighters in the drugstore, but if I had to choose two, it would be these two, Wild and a e.l.f. one. So the Wet n Wild one I talked about when it first actually came out. This one is called what is this one called? This one is the lighter one. Oh, this one's Precious Petal, and it looks like this. So I actually recently did a full-on Wet n Wild one brand tutorial using this highlighter. It is like so freaking pigmented, like what the hell. That is so pigmented. I don't know if you guys can see that. But this one is really pigmented. I love the way it looks. It's not too gold, not too champagne, not too like light. It is the perfect amount of like gold and iridescentness glow into it. So that is the main reason why I like this one. And this one is like super affordable too. It's probably the cheapest that I've ever seen at the drugstore. Then the next one I have is the e.l.f. one, and this one is called Blush Gems. I believe that's this one. And it almost looks exactly the same as the Wet n Wild one, to be honest, now that I'm looking at them. But the reason why I like these is because they're so pigmented. Even the e.l.f. one is really pigmented. The only thing that I find with the e.l.f. one is when it's brand new, that you scrape off the top layer and use it, because for some reason the top layer isn't as pigmented as you scraping it off. But it's pretty pigmented. Even if you scrape a little every time you use it, it's pretty pigmented. Like this is the Wet n Wild one, and then that's the e.l.f. one. And you could tell like they're both really pigmented. The next thing I have is actually some lashes. Now I don't really talk about too many drugstore lashes here on my channel, just because I wear so many mink fluffy lashes, and they don't really have any of those at the drugstore. They used to have the Ardell double ups, and those were some of my favorite drugstore lashes, and they discontinued them. So now I have gone over to the Venegas Nay lashes, and these are called Golden Goddess, and they look like this. They're super like fluffy and wispy, which is why I like them, because they almost look like those Ardell double ups, except these aren't as fluffy. But any of the Vegas Nay lashes are really good. I like these, and then the Starring Eye, I believe that's what they're called. I actually have them in my collection right now because I used all mine up, but these are some of my favorites as well. The drugstore lashes that are pretty good, I've tried so many. The NYX ones are good, the Kiss ones are good, Venegas Nay. Ardell is like huge with lashes at the drugstore, so any of those are going to be good. The next two products I have are actually blush. So I have this one in Touch Me Pink, and this is by Jordana. This is one of my favorite blushes, like still to this day I can't get over it, and I love it so much just because it's a very peachy nude kind of neutral shade, and it just goes with any makeup look that I create. And it's super pigmented. I love the way it looks on the skin. It doesn't look too cakey. It looks very smooth, and it makes my cheeks look like flawless. And then this one right here is like a whole nother game changer. Like these I think are very undiscovered in the makeup world. So this one is the Instant Long Wearing Staining Blush. This one is called, what is this one called? Oh, Sweet Dot, and this is by the Balm Cosmetics, and they are so cute. They just look like little magazines or something. I don't know. They look super, super cute. I love these so much. But besides the packaging, the product in here is actually very good. These are so pigmented. Like, look, that's one swipe. Like, look at that. That's one swipe. And it's like so pigmented. Sometimes I have to be careful with these because sometimes I will take my brush, forgetting how pigmented they are, and I will put it on my cheeks, and then it's like super, super pigmented cheeks. Okay, so going back to lips, I have lip liners because I figured I would mention lip liners just for the fact that A lot of people do like lip liners, but I don't really see a point in spending a lot of money on lip liners just because like you can find so many good ones at the drugstore. So my two favorite ones are one of the brands is Milani, and these are called the True Instant Color lip pencils, and the shade that I'm obsessed with is the color Nude. So as you guys can tell, look how small this is. Like, it's tiny, just because of the fact that I use it so much with all my nude lipsticks. But I really like these because they are not too creamy to where it feels like it's gonna melt off on your lips, but it actually like has a sticky texture, so when you put on your lipstick it actually makes the lipstick last. And not only that, it helps like improve the color, which is like so good to me. Like, sometimes I don't understand how people don't use lip liners with lipsticks, because it just makes it so much better for you to like sculpt your lips and like bring out the color. That I really liked in their lip liners was a NYX, and these are the retractable lip liners, and this shade that I have is called, where's the name? This one is just called Neutral. It's very similar to this one, to be honest, but these are a little bit more on the drier formula. So when you put these on, it is a little bit more dry, so you can actually wear these by themselves, which I find is super good to do as well, because you can wear them by themselves and they will last just like a lipstick, or when you put your lipstick on top, it will make it last as well. I don't really have like brow stuff because I don't really find anything that good in the drugstore that is super good for brows. The only thing that I found that I really love is this right here. This is the NYX Control Freak. This is actually a brow gel, and this is like hairspray for your brows. Like, makes your brows look so good after you have already done them. I've used this every single day, and I've had this container for like ever. I feel like I've had it for like 3 years or something, and I still have some in here. If you guys know any good brow products from the drugstore, definitely leave your suggestions down below, because I do want to try some like drugstore brow stuff, because Anastasia gets a little bit expensive. Eyeliners, and I know it looks kind of boring just because it's a nude color, but this looks so good in your waterline, especially when I'm wearing very minimal makeup like today. I will just throw this in my waterline and it will open up my eyes so much. So this is actually called the Rimmel London Scandal Eyes Waterproof Kajal eyeliner. And this is in the shade Nude. And the reason why I like this is, again, because it just opens up your eyes, and then two, it lasts for such a long time. I actually have this same color in brown, and it lasts on my waterline for such a long time. Like, I'm like, how can a drugstore eyeliner last this long? But it's actually really good. It's super affordable, and it just lasts on the eyes. I've worn it on the waterline before, not this one, but like a black one, on the waterline, on the upper lash line, pretty much anywhere. You can actually even like outline your lips with this if you wanted to, like clean them up. Liners, I really like this one right here. This is the ColourPop, what are these called? ColourPop cream gel color eyeliners, and they just look like this. They're kind of basic, like all eyeliners look, but these are from ColourPop. I really like this one. This one is called Call Me. It's kind of like a purple brown, and I love wearing this on the upper lash line, but also I like to stick these in my waterline sometimes too. You can pretty much do anything with these liners. You can even use them like as cream eyeshadows. These last on the eyes for such a long time, for them being like so cheap. I think these are like $6 or something. They don't like crumble off or anything, and they last so long on the eyes, and I highly recommend them. The eyeshadow, so I have two eyeshadow little palettes right here. Wild, what are these called? Wet n Wild Color Iconic eyeshadow palette. I'm just talking about this palette only. I'm talking about all the Color Iconic palettes that look kind of like this, where they give a guidance of like crease, brow bone, all that stuff. These palettes are so good, guys. Like, if you need good affordable eyeshadows, or just eyeshadows in general to wear on an everyday basis, I highly recommend these, just because they are so pigmented, they last on the eyes, they're so affordable too. And then if you're a beginner, it gives you a guidance of like a eyeshadow look that you can do. You guys are probably so sick of me mentioning this palette, but this is the Morphe, what is it called, 25B palette, and I also have the 25A palette, but both of these palettes, all the Morphe palettes, are so good. Like, I can't express to you guys how good these palettes are, and I've tried pretty much all their palettes so far, and every single one, I'm never disappointed in them. They're super good, super pigmented, super affordable. The packaging is not like fancy, but it is good quality. I use these anytime I travel to an event, to an outing, vacation, when I'm on the go. I just always pack these with me just because I know that they are pigmented, I know that they are good quality, and I know that they will look like something very luxurious and high-end on the eyes. So that is why I really love this palette as well. Okay, so that is going to be it for all of my favorite drugstore products. I hope you guys really enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and please don't forget to hit that little bell down below. That way you guys can be notified when I upload. I do upload Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Don't forget to check out all my social media, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!